So today we're going to be looking at what's inside the January PostFly Guide Series box. Let's get to it. So first, I'm going to open it up. First thing you're going to see, this cool little thing. See what that is. Get into the flies. Looks like there's like a towel of some sorts. You have your leader, which lately they've been sending 9-foot, 10 to 15 pound leaders, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look at that. We just went over this in the last video. This is that wax that we talked about. We already talked about how to use it, why it's good, what it's meant for. Really good stuff. So we're not gonna talk about that in this video. You get the price card, which is always cool to look at. We'll look at that. You get the sticker, which is actually really funny this time. You get this little magazine, or this little magazine that you can read about the company and everything. Funny little sticker. I can relate to that a lot. First, let's talk about this little guy. So it's like a classic little like fly tin. It's almost like a lot of guys you see would use like a oh, what is it called? The mints. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart, but the little mints, you can do the exact same thing out of it. It's a really cool little antique thing. You can kind of DIY one of these with like the I can't remember the name of the mints, but if you just take that little container and you just put like some EVA foam in there, you'll get the exact same thing. It's really cool. I like little antique little things like this. It's really cool. Looks cool. I don't know. Next you have, I think it's a microfiber. Yep, it's just gonna be a microfiber towel right here. Let's unwrap this guy. It's pretty cool. So you have the microfiber towel case, and then you actually have the actual microfiber towel. That's a pretty big towel. Good night. That's a pretty, yeah, that's a hefty, I mean, it's a pretty big towel. Pattern on it's pretty cool. It's really cool. It looks like you can hang it wherever you want. You can hang it like on the boat, in the boat. I mean, you could use this thing around the house wherever you want. Pattern on it's pretty cool. I always like these simple patterns. It's really cool looking. It's easy to fold up. Oh, I'll do that later. I'll fold it later. And then you also get this case, which technically you could just keep the towel outside of the case. And I mean, if you got creative, you could probably use this for flies, other things, tools. You could probably just use it for storage on your boat or whatever you use. You could probably put it in your backpack. You could probably use it as like a sunglass case or something. So you kind of get two things for one. It's pretty cool. I actually kind of like that. It's actually really cool. We'll touch on this wax. So what this is, we made a video of it last video. It's just wax for your rod. So on your rod, you're gonna have two pieces. You just take this wax, put it on the male end, which goes into the female end. It's gonna make the rod a lot harder to get apart. So if you get like a big fish or something on that, your rod's not gonna shoot off or anything like that. If you go to cast, your rod comes apart a lot. It's not gonna do that anymore. This is really good stuff. And I didn't really look at how much this was. It says it was $6.99, so that's pretty cheap in all honesty. That was $6.99. It said that the microfiber towel was $25.95. The little fly tin was $15. So that's all that stuff. So I mean, and then the whole thing itself was, so the guide series is $54 after tax, and what I just listed is obviously more than $54. And then let's get into the flies. Let's find my little fly sheet right here so we know exactly what they're doing, what they're talking about. So the reason I really like these flies right now is because they are all pretty finesse. So why I like that is because we're obviously in the month of January. It's really cold down here in Florida, believe it or not. Today it is highs of 50s, lows of like 42. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're not gonna really wanna throw a lot of big stuff today. You're gonna wanna really throw small little finesse flies for those big bass or really any fish that wants to bite. So these flies are, in my opinion, absolutely perfect. They're really tiny, not too tiny, they're just the right size, but they're just really good looking. And they just have simple patterns. Simple patterns that aren't gonna confuse the hell out of you. And they're easy to throw. They're straightforward with their flies, and I absolutely love that. And like I said, I love this this month's box, because of this, it matches the weather and what's going on really well. And it's just really cool. So we'll get into these flies a little bit. So what you have, let me get my price card. So the top two right here are zonkers. So those are gonna emulate bait fish. And you notice, yeah, they're the exact same type of fly, exact same style of fly, but noticeably different colors. So the black one right here, you're gonna wanna throw in more like stained satin water and whatnot, which in Florida, if you've been to Florida, ton of it. You're gonna wanna throw that probably every time you're out in the water. And then when the water is like a little bit more clear, not stained, bright blue sky, you're gonna wanna throw a lighter color, which is obviously gonna be this yellow right here. Then if we move on to these two lures, or these three lures that I just threw on the floor right here, you're gonna have this, which is every fly fisherman's dream. It's just a Clouser minnow. I actually like how they tied this Clouser minnow because it looks very similar to just a tiny little bait fish, which you will see a lot around in the ponds, lakes, streams, the oceans. You're gonna see this everywhere. And so this fly, I guarantee you, is gonna get hit anytime you throw it. I really like how they tied it. They really didn't go crazy on any of the materials. It's really good, and honestly, I would be surprised to know if it's actually better if you took this hair and just kind of got rid of it so it looks more like that. I bet you that would actually work pretty well. But that's a really good fly right there. Really good stuff to have. The next is going to be this little guy, which I actually have to look what the name is because I haven't seen it. It's just going to be, where are we at? So they just called it a red-eyed minnow. It's going to be that guy right there. Obviously, again, it's just going to emulate like a bluegill or something like that. They really did a good job of putting a lot of shine and sparkle in that. So that's really going to do well. Those red eyes really pop out. And the hook quality is another thing I wanted to talk about on their flies that I've noticed last time too. It's pretty good. I like the style of hooks that they use. The hook quality is really good. And that's really all I have to say. They're just, these flies, so you would expect like a company like this, you would expect them to cheap out somewhere. And I've had six boxes so far, and I really haven't noticed that. All the products that they give you are really good. I haven't really came across the product that's crappy yet. I really haven't. I'm kind of trying to like find like flaws, and like I'm trying to give you guys negatives so you don't think like, oh, he's just talking about the positives, but I really can't think of any negatives about the box. I really can't. The one negative is if you leave this box in your boat and your boat gets water in it, the box isn't gonna last. There goes your negative. I learned that the hard way. But, let's see what this, so the leader, this leader is going to be 2X. So 2X, they give you a little sheet right here. 2X is gonna be this guy right here, and that is gonna be 7.5 pounds test. So I was a little off. Another cool thing is, if you're new to fly fishing, they obviously give you a nice little diagram of how to tie a leader to tippet knot, or a leader to fly line knot, which is really cool, really handy. Can't lie, I still need that that diagram most every time. So it's just really cool. They give you little tips and tricks here and there. And then if you really want to get into it, you can read the little magazine that they gave you. These are always fun to look into and whatnot. Just really good. I'll definitely be using this box a lot lately. And that leads me to my next point. So I'm probably going to start doing more of these unboxing videos separate from the fishing. So those of you who just like to see the unboxing videos will see those, and then the people that like to see both will obviously be able to click on both videos and watch both. I don't know if I'll fish the same day as when I get the box or when I do the review. Like today, for instance, it is 45 outside today. So we'll see if we go fishing or not today. Probably, again, that won't be in this video. That'll be the next video, and we'll do that, and kind of gives you two options. If you want to watch the fishing video, you can go do that. If you want to watch just the unboxing video, you can watch that. But other than that, I hope you guys like this video. Thanks again to PostFly. Their stuff is amazing. Again, you need to go subscribe to their box. Go get you some good stuff. Save money. Get out on the water. We'll see you guys on the next one.